Spiritual Growth by Fayette M. Drake. While there is more in store for man than he has any idea of at this time, he should not be continually reaching out for it. But he should, on the other hand, seek to make himself ready for it by so cleansing and purifying his mind of every negative thought that it will be a fit place for the spiritual realities that he would have become manifest in his life. This would then become the true seeking by which one will always find. A person may desire spiritual gifts, and it is right that he should, but he can receive them only as he makes himself a fit channel for their expression. A fountain cannot give forth at the same time both bitter water and sweet, neither can the mind of man be the abiding place of the spiritual gifts, giving to them a fitting expression, and at the same time harbor the negative thoughts of anger, hatred, envy, malice, jealousy, selfishness, greed, lust, and sensuality. These are contrary to the things of spirit, and spirit will not and cannot manifest its highest and best in such an atmosphere. There must be an atmosphere of peace, joy, and happiness, of love and goodwill, and if one would realize the higher spiritual attainment, and it is for man himself to create such an atmosphere about him as well as within him. It cannot come to him from sources outside himself. It is an inherent quality of his soul, and it is there that it must be found, brought forth, and developed. He who would go forward in the spiritual life must prepare himself for the action of spirit on its own plane. He cannot continue to use its powers to express the forces of the mortal mind and expect to reap its blessings in this life. That which he plants will produce the crop that he will have to gather. He cannot plant thorns and reap figs, neither can he continue sowing to the flesh and reap the reward of spirit. The individual's desires, if rightly directed, are good and should be kept alive by the spiritual impulses of love and goodwill, but he will never truly realize his desires until he conforms his life to their higher spiritual ideals. A desire is but a vision of a thing to which it is possible for a person to attain, but it will become a reality in his life only to the extent that he presses forward by giving to his spiritual life every force and power of his being. He can be led by another only to an intellectual perception of truth. The time must come when truth must be spiritually discerned, and it is then that he must follow but one leader, learn of but one teacher, the Christ Spirit within himself. He must be ready to follow that leading, and as he does so he will go forward to greater things than he has ever before had in consciousness. That is the path that all should seek, and all should enter upon this path by letting go of every negative thought and by overcoming every negative force. As this is done, the way ahead will become plain. Its seeming obstacles will become opportunities for him proving himself, and all things will work together for his highest good, because there will be but one force active in mind and soul, that of the Christ Spirit, which will be leader, teacher, and guide through all the ages to come. A sculptor possessing the right vision can see the angel in the block of rough, uncut marble, but he can bring it forth only by patiently and understandingly chiseling away the superfluous material, thus revealing the fulfillment of his desire. That is exactly what each one must do in bringing forth the angel of light and of the truth that is within him. He cannot accomplish it through his desires alone. However sincere and earnest they may be, he must first remove all that stands in the way of its revealment, and those things are many. All negative thoughts, no matter what they may be, are obstacles ever standing in the way of each one's realization of the highest and best there is in life for him. Not before he has removed them, cast them out entirely, can he bring forth in his life that which would make it full, complete, and perfect. Every desire of man's mind and soul should be those spiritual gifts which alone can be to him the reward of a well-ordered life given to the expression of spirit at its highest, but they can only be his as long as he makes sincere, earnest, and faithful effort toward their attainment. No other person can do it for him, however willing that person may be to do so. The work is for each one to do for himself, and to it he must give himself, mind, soul, and body. Nothing less than this will be accepted, nothing less can meet and fulfill the great law of spirit. Whether he is conscious of it or not, God has given to man all the forces and powers of his own being, and in return will accept nothing less than those forces and powers redeemed and lifted to the plane of the Christ. Until he has done this, man has failed to fulfill the purpose of his creation on this plane of material expression, beyond which he cannot pass until its every requirement has been met and fulfilled. As one goes forward toward this fulfillment, he will grow in the consciousness that he is steadily but surely passing from the material to the spiritual in wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and power. And these, the best gifts of the Spirit, will become more and more the active realities of his life. This concludes a reading of Spiritual Growth by Fayette M. Drake. If you have a book you would like me to record here on this channel, please mention it in the comments. If you've received value from this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more audiobook videos. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for your support. I'm sending you oceans of love and peace, and I'm wishing you success in all your life missions and purposes. See you soon.